Hello and welcome to Talk to Downtown. My name is Courtney Wood. I'm the Economic Development Director for the Downtown Stockton Alliance, the 501c6 nonprofit property-based business improvement district serving downtown Stockton. This series is intended to connect our business owners, property owners, visitors, and residents with the organizations, people, and resources which impact our community. Today we have special guest, Aaron Morales. He's the VP of Business Operations for the Stockton Kings. So I'm really excited to chat with him today. We'll begin by having him share a little bit about himself and his role at the Stockton Kings. Then I'll go ahead and ask him a list of questions I've outlined for him. And at the end, we will open it up for viewer questions. And we are doing a ticket giveaway. So if you typed in a question before the live, or if you type in a question during the live, we will be giving away 2 Stockton Kings tickets to one of those people. So please type in your questions to be entered in to a chance to win. And with that, thank you so much, Aaron, for being our guest. Welcome. I'm excited to chat with you. And I know we've got about half an hour, so this will be a little bit shorter than some of our other live streams. And let's get moving. So thank you, Aaron. Please tell us about yourself, your background, and how it led you to working at the Stockton Kings.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Courtney, and allowing us to share the platform with you. And congrats on, running. This is your 51st episode. So congrats on that, and proud to be a part of it. And thank you for having us on board to share what's going on here with the Stockton Kings. Just a little bit about myself. The Vice President of Business Operations for the Stockton Kings. I guess one of the unique things about my background is I'm born and raised here in Stockton, so I'm a Stockton native. Have had a chance to see kind of the evolving of the city and have been a part of it since day one. And so proud to be part of this organization, to be able to expand the platform in our community and to be able to hopefully spearhead some change in the downtown area for us here in Stockton. But I grew up here in Stockton, went to school here for both elementary school and high school, and also for part of college. So shout out to Commodore Stockton Skills School, St. Mary's High School, and Delta College, and then made my way out and then ventured off to explore what was best for me in my career and trying to develop a career. And it eventually led me back to sports. I had ventured out for a little while after graduating college and found my way back to sports, trying to figure out how could I get myself back into sports? That was where my passion was still. I had graduated at a young age, fortunately. And I found an opportunity that, led me back to sports. It was sports management over at USF, and got my master's over there. And was required to find an internship. Fortunately, was able to find an internship with the Sacramento Kings back in the day. And that kind of took off and spearheaded the launch of my career in the sports and entertainment industry. And so I was there for 10 years, saw them from their rise to prominence of becoming a global enterprise in the sports world. And that led me to 2011, where I then took a break from professional sports and then made my way back. And then here I am 10 years later. The opportunity arose for me to rejoin the Kings organization and be part of Sacramento Kings umbrella. And it was a great opportunity for me to explore, having been from the area and having watched them launch back in 2018. And it was kind of over time, that's where my career led me to be prepared to take on an opportunity like this. And so, fortunately, I had some folks that I had worked with previously that respect highly with the Sacramento Kings organization that trusted me to take on this position. And so here we are.
Awesome. What a journey. But you're local, you brought, have that experience, and you're bringing it back over here. I love to hear it. And It's so exciting that you worked for the Sacramento Kings first, and now you work for the Stockton Kings. Wonderful.
Definitely.
So the Stockton Kings, they're the NBA G League team, which is affiliated with the Sacramento Kings. Can you tell us what is the G League? And then can you tell us how does that relationship work between the Stockton Kings and the Sacramento Kings?
Yeah, so the Stockton Kings, we're the G League affiliate of the Sacramento Kings. So we fall underneath the umbrella of the Sacramento Kings organization. And the G League is what you would consider a development opportunity for both players, coaches, training staff, and in some instances on the business side as well. But it's kind of your research and development lab, so to speak, where you can try some things out and want to develop players to take them to the next level. And it's a testing ground to try some new things across the league. You'll find, on the business operations in particular, you'll find business operations trying out new things that could potentially lead its way towards becoming a best practice at the NBA level as well. So we're kind of a breeding ground of new opportunities and development opportunities. And the G League right now, it has 31 teams, and we're one of those 31 teams. We just expanded internationally about a year ago, adding Mexico City to the league, and then we just added Rip City over an affiliate of Portland to the league as well to expand to 31. And here's a hot take for you. We just made the announcement with the G League that they're expanding another team for the 2024-25 season and adding a new team in Phoenix. So every single team when they have a G League team affiliate, and it's really cool to see because we have this right here in our backyard. We're backed by an NBA global brand right here in our backyard here in Stockton that reaches out to the entire region. And so it's really cool to have that here in our backyard. And the G League is a growing league, and I think it's going to start to grow even further. As you can see with the addition of a new team and having 32 teams now going into next year, it just shows the strength of the league and how important the G League is to the NBA.
Wonderful. Thanks for kind of giving us insights into that expansion of the G League. Yeah. And can you maybe give us insight into why Stockton was chosen as the home for the Sacramento Kings G League team?
Yeah, I think, part of it was proximity. I mean, Sacramento Kings already had an outreach into our community. I know growing up, it had reached out to the Nevada area, as well as, the Stockton and the Valley, as well as into the Bay Area. So we already had, quite the reach being in Sacramento. And then when we initially launched a G League team, it started off in Reno. And so we had the team over in Reno, and then we're there for quite some time before we moved over to 2018. And the team at that time was known as the Reno Bighorns, and then we made our move here in 2018. And so we already had an extended reach out here to the Central Valley, a lot of fans. And it was just an opportunity to further our investment and build the relationships that we already have in the region. And the proximity helped as well. Going to and from Reno may not have been the best, trying to get players to and from. And so being closer here, a straight shot down I-5 was also important. And then there were some key entities involved that wanted to bring the team here to the city as well. So all of that, kind of played into, what's now here today. And it's been here for 5 years. So it's really cool to see us, celebrating our 5th year here in the market.
Yes, and we love having you. We're glad that we were chosen. We love having you in downtown. Stay with us. So let's talk about your role a little bit. In your role as the VP of Business Operations, what are your duties? What are your responsibilities for the team?
Yeah, so in my role, I oversee the day-to-day operations for our club. That can include anything from facility operations to marketing to sponsorships to ticket sales to entertainment. I also play a key role in being a liaison between the city and the arena and our Sacramento Kings club. And I think at the forefront of all of this too is the outreach that we're able to have in the community. And so kind of lead the charge with our team on making an impact in the community. And in addition to that is trying to grow and develop our team to becoming, what we would hope to become one of the best teams in the G League and represent, Stockton and the region as a whole. So we have a team of about 10 or 11, depending on, how you look at it with part-time and full-time. And so that's looking to grow as we continue to grow the brand in the market. And so, looking to grow our team and, develop their careers as well, just as we would on the basketball side. We look to do that on the business side as well. And so creating the, really good connections in the community is what I'd say in developing our brand and our team in the market.
Wonderful. Thanks for giving us an overview of your role. It sounds like you're responsible for a lot of the aspects of the team management. And can you tell us one of the goals that the team has set for this year? It could be maybe your goal or just the goal that organization in general has set for this year.
Yeah, I mean, for this year was to really establish our presence in the market. We were coming out of a very odd time. We had only been here a year and a half since we launched in 2018, and we went into a year and a half of being this new gem in the market, and then it got shut down. And so we were shut down for a year, and we didn't even operate for that year due to COVID. And just like a lot of businesses out there had to deal with, we had to reestablish ourselves in the market. And so we had to do it slowly. And so, coming out of that year of COVID, it was, get it relaunched. Second year was to kind of grow from that year. And this year is to really establish our connection, our impact in the market, and really show that we are wanting to be a part of this community and, create some change. Hopefully we can become the catalyst that sparks some more development in downtown and within our city. And one of the goals is to just really establish that connection to the community and understand that, we want to make an impact in our community. We want to continue to grow the business and be one of the leading, G League franchises throughout, the G League as a whole. And, I think we're well on our way to do that, but it's going to take some steps, and, over time you got to build that. And so it's really just creating those foundational pieces that will allow us to grow year in and year out. And that was one of the key points of emphasis for us going into this year.
Wonderful. And I can say from experience at the DSA that you guys definitely are out there. You're putting yourself out there. You're involved in the community. Every time that we have an event, you guys are willing to be there. It's just wonderful. So I think you're definitely succeeding. You're achieving your goals. So great work.
Appreciate that. We got some room to grow, but I appreciate that.
Yeah. So now let's talk about your coach. So your team's coach, Lindsay Harding, she has made NBA G League history this year, in the last year. And can you tell us, what barriers has she been breaking, and how have you seen the team grow and perform under her leadership?
Yeah, well, I'll start off with how she's performed under her leadership. I mean, we're third in the league right now. And
I know.
We're already off to a great start under her leadership, and we're excited to have her on board. She had already been part of our organization for quite some time. She had spent 5 years with the Sacramento Kings as a player development coach, so she was already in our system and understands the system very well. And this was the next step of growth for her and leading a team. And the opportunity presented itself with our former coach, Bobby Jackson, having taken on a new role. And she was a natural fit for us. And, from a historical standpoint, this is the first time we've had a female African-American run team and Black female head coach in our league. So that's already a milestone in itself and a historic accomplishment for what's happened. And we're at the forefront of that. How cool is it that we have the Stockton Kings that are leading that charge and kind of opening doors for female coaches to stand out and have an opportunity to lead a team, let alone, a G League team at the NBA level. So really cool, background for her. And she's, you take it even further. She's accomplished a lot, not just here at the G League level, but at the NBA level, from a collegiate level. I mean, she was a standout player over at Duke University, which is a prestigious university, and is always done well. And she's made her mark in the WNBA as well. So she's definitely, a pioneer in her own right, and what she's been able to accomplish as a head coach and as a player as well.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting to see these changes happening. Hopefully it inspires more people to do this, more people to take on these types of roles. So I love to see that. I love to hear it. Thank you.
It's been fun watching her. It's been fun watching her. I've had a chance to watch behind the scenes a little bit and watch her get after it. So it's really fun to see, the response and the players' actions once she does respond. So it's fun.
That's awesome. So can you tell us, what do you think makes the Stockton Kings a special team, a unique team? What makes them stand out in your opinion? You've already shared they're doing well in the league, but is there anything else that makes them special?
I think what makes it special is, well, one, we're Stockton, right? We're the Stockton Kings. And so the fact that we have a team here in our market, like I said a little bit earlier, we're backed by a globally backed brand that's one of the, at the forefront of professional sports leagues, and we have it right here in our backyard. So that's really cool in itself that we have the G League that's backed by the NBA, and that's a global league that we have in, supporting our team here in the market. I think the other thing too that really stands out to me, and one of the areas that our team and particularly myself being from here hangs our hats on is the impact that we're able to make in the community. That's always been a goal of ours, to really establish ourselves as, a support system in the community, and one that can provide resources in our community. I mean, there's a few examples that we have out there in the community that sometimes don't always get to the forefront, but I'll share them here. And a few that stand out are the ones in the community, supporting, health and wellness. We have a really cool program that we call the Fit Kids program. It's in partnership with Kaiser Permanente. And we go out into the community. We identify schools that are in need of resources or underserved or in populations that may not, have a chance to touch our brand. And, that's something that's really important to me, having grown up here and understanding some of the market and where those needs are. And through that program, I mean, just last year alone, we were able to reach out to, I think it was 8 schools that we targeted. Wow. And we held an assembly. We taught, fitness and health. We provide them with a booklet sharing information about fitness and how to be healthy and how to stay hydrated and learn about nutrition and movement and activity. And that's a program that, we are is at the forefront of our community impact. And that program, like I said, it's 8 schools. We reach about 2,500 kids just through that program alone.
Wow.
And we're set to kick it off here. It typically starts in spring. And so that's a really unique part about the Stockton Kings, is what we're doing in the community. We also have another initiative by way of partnership with Kaiser Permanente once again. But we aligned ourselves, and I had a meeting with Mayor Lincoln upon arrival here, and trying to understand the importance of, what action that the city would like to take to, make its mark on the community, and how we can help, stand alongside that. And one of the topics that came up was homelessness. And having had some conversations out there in the community alongside our director of community relations, we identified a school, being Stagg High School, that we did not know this. But once it came to our attention, we said we have to get involved with this. Me being from here, familiar with Stagg and wanting to support where we can, and having grown up in the SUSD, Stockton Unified School District, we found out that they have a high rate of homelessness population within the school. And so we partnered with Kaiser Permanente to address this. And so we created this locker. It's called the 209 locker for economically challenged students, and provided hygiene products. We've provided school supplies. We want to try to remove those barriers to academic success. We've provided water bottles. And then actually coming up, which is, we're really proud of this one, is this was in tandem with the 209 locker. We're set to launch a water filtration system that has been installed at Stagg High School. We found out that the pipes were fairly old, and wanted to address, clean water at the high school. And fortunately, we were able to identify that through having conversations and, with our partnership with Kaiser Permanente, and that being at the forefront of their initiatives as well. We got a grant to install a water filtration system throughout their school, and we're going to launch it publicly here tomorrow, actually.
Wow, awesome. So this is like a sneak peek.
It is. It's one we're really proud of, and it's been in the works for a little while. So we're really happy, one, that's been installed, and that the kids can take advantage of it, and they have clean water, and that we can be a part of that. And, that's part of, just being unique, is the impact that we're able to make in the community. That's how we're unique.
It's wonderful. You're really investing back into Stockton. It makes such a difference. It's just wonderful to hear all of these programs that you're taking on. So thank you so much, Aaron, for the work that you're doing. Yeah.
No, it's important for all of us, not just us as a team, but for the community as a whole, to have these type of resources available. And we want to be at the forefront of it, and we want to make our impact where it's needed. And we'll continue to identify new opportunities as the organization grows. We'll continue to explore those conversations, and hopefully if people are out there and wanting to learn more, feel free to reach out, and we can talk a little bit more about how that can all happen.
I love that. Thank you. So speaking of Stockton, and this being kind of like the home base for the Kings, what is it that you love about having the team based here in downtown Stockton and having the home games at the Adventist Health Arena? Sorry, there you go.
Yeah, that's a new one. I think, for me personally, it's just having been a Stockton native. One of the most intriguing parts of the opportunity for me was understanding the magnitude of the platform, being that the Stockton Kings, being the NBA, being in professional sports. I know growing up, you have this dream of wanting to be in the NBA, or you want to be in professional sports as a kid who participates in sports, and kind of don't understand that path. And fortunately for me, I was exposed to it by way of school. And as I learned more and more about the industry, and that there was another side to just playing on the court or being a coach, I had a chance to learn that there was this whole other side of the operation, which was the business side. And I found a pathway that got me back into the league, which was, by way of, the Sacramento Kings, and then now here with the Stockton Kings. And so to be able to understand the magnitude of this platform and utilize it to make an impact in the community, being from here, that's probably why I love, the opportunity that I have here. I understood that if I got into this position, I understood the market well enough to where I can identify opportunities that would make an impact in our community. And so, that's what we've tried to do year in, year out. And I'm happy to be a part of that. Whether it's one person or several thousand, that's important to me at this point in my career and in my life, to be able to give back and, share that knowledge, and then share that there is, an opportunity out there. It just doesn't have to be on the court. It can be, or on the field, it can be by way of this business side that you may not have understood. And, I want to be a resource for that as well, and try to give back in ways that I can educate folks that are looking to pursue a career there as well. So kind of twofold, right? Making an impact in the community, and then sharing the knowledge that I've acquired over the time in my career with those in my community.
Showing them what's possible.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Very exciting. So do the players typically live in Stockton or near here, or do they travel here just for the games?
Yeah, so our team typically travels back and forth, for to and from games. We do have our practice facility that's located in Sacramento and the Natomas area. So they do spend quite a bit of their time there. So they live in between the two areas, but more regularly you'll find them on the Sacramento side, because that's where the practice facility is. But they do spend time here as well, and we'll get them out to our events when we can on the community side. We just did a reading program with the libraries here, and had a few players out there reading to them. So we'll have them out here to get connected to the community, and identify opportunities that allow them to make a difference. Even early in the year, we had them as part of our food distribution over on the south side of Stockton at McKinley School, and the entire team showed up to give out food to families in need. So they're to and from both Sacramento and Stockton quite a bit.
Interesting. Okay. And what do you find most exciting about home games here in downtown? And after the game or before the game, what is maybe one downtown restaurant or, eatery that you just love to go to, you've got to go to? What could you share there? Okay.
Yeah. So I'll answer the first one. As far as the excitement around the games, for me, it's creating an experience. We want to create an experience here in our market, not just Stockton, but the surrounding 209 region as well. And we want to become, that family-friendly, affordable entertainment option for those that are in our market, and be at the forefront of sports entertainment in our region and in our market. Our team does a great job of creating those experiences, and I think sometimes the community may not always know about some of those opportunities, or look elsewhere. And so we want to be considered as an option for when you're looking for that sports, family-friendly, affordable entertainment. And I think we've done a great job of that. And I think once you get a chance to see it, it kind of changes your perspective, because you don't know what you don't know, and you see the talent level that's on the court, which is exciting. That's another part of the exciting component that you find is what's on the court. You're finding NBA talent that's here in our market that are playing on the court at times. You're finding players that are on two-way contracts that play both in Sacramento and also here in the G League in Stockton. And then you're finding those on the opposing teams as well. And so knowing that type of talent is here on the court, and that type of entertainment, and these guys that play at such a high level, that's exciting for me, because that's only going to grow as the league continues to grow and expands globally, and both internationally and in here locally. And so that's exciting for me. And then, when we get a chance to have you here in the building, we want to create experience that lasts a lifetime. I would always reflect back to when I was a kid, and I didn't know what we were doing. I just know that we were attending a game, right? And it happened to be at UOP. I was playing for a basketball team in elementary school, and we were attending a game and found out that the opportunity to play on the court where we were performing at halftime, we were just going through the motions. I didn't know. I was a kid, right? And it was just like, we're going to play on the court. Very cool. So I say that to say this is like, that's the experience that we want to create. That stayed with me since fourth grade, right? Here I am years later, and I still remember that experience. And that's what we want to continue to provide for our community here. Is there are some lifelong lasting experiences that can be had here in our market. And hopefully we can provide that. And it just takes a conversation to learn a little bit more about that. So that's really cool and exciting for me to be able to share that families have an option here. And then even those that don't, I mean, you take a look back at last year, we donated about 6,000 tickets out into the community for underserved areas and those that might not have a chance to see a professional game. They might not have a chance to go to Golden State or, go down to Sacramento or down to LA, but they have something here that they can, experience and hopefully open their eyes to see that there are things here to do here in Stockton as well. So those are exciting things to me, and to see the growth and the opportunity that's here. Like I said, hopefully we can become that catalyst of more development here in downtown Stockton and be a part of that. So that's exciting for me. To your question about, favorite, restaurants and things to do here in downtown, I guess I have to ask you a question. What's considered downtown? Where does it end? Because there are some areas that, may be considered downtown to me, but may not fall in within downtown for what you're considering. So where's that cutoff?
Okay, we're looking at maybe a cutoff of Oak Street at the top. So the Fort Harding, and
how far south?
A little bit south of the 4, like maybe a block or two. Yeah,
right,
and then the freeway, the I-5 is the western bound cutoff, and then the railroad tracks is the cutoff for the east. Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, no, that helps out a lot. That helps out. So I'll start off by saying this. Downtown has a lot of options, right? It's, there's a lot to explore down. There's continued growth, and I'm still wanting to try a few more options that are out there. But based on, there's two things. There's based on where I've grown up. Mi Ranchito has been a popular favorite of mine, and Maria's has been another one. So Mexican food, I'm Mexican and Filipino, so that's kind of been, ingrained in me as far as the type of food that I eat. But then there's another one too that I've enjoyed as I've gotten older. It's Stocktown Nutrition. That's right across from the courthouse. So I've enjoyed getting my smoothies there because I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm more of a smoothie tea type of guy. So that's been another favorite of mine, but they're all good. I mean, Masaki's is good. Nana's is good. So there's all kinds of, food options that are out here that, I continue to explore. And, those are kind of the few that stand out to me though.
Really awesome choices. Love all of those. Yes. Mi Ranchitos is another one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know we're running up close to 10:30. Do you have time to do a couple more questions with me?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Okay, so you spoke about the Stockton Kings being, a really great way for people to access, professional basketball here in Stockton. And it's affordable. It's an affordable event for families. So can you tell us, what do those ticket prices look like for single game tickets versus season tickets? And, what are some of those benefits of being a season ticket holder?
Yeah, prices vary. The entry price to get into the building can start off as low as $10. And, you can, when you bring out a larger group, you can get even further discount. And we always run specials. We always want to make it, like I said, continue to make it family friendly and affordable entertainment. And then you make your way up to the floor, and the prices rise a little bit, just like you would find in any other sports organization. And so the experience elevates as you get a little bit closer to the floor, and then the benefits also are a little bit more attractive as you get a little bit, you're paying a little bit more to have that access. And so as far as the benefits, anywhere from experiential opportunities that are out there. We have opportunities for season ticket members to, sometimes, be included into meet and greets with the players on a year-to-year basis. That you're offered the best seats on an annual basis. You have a special discount to merchandise. There's always special season ticket holder events that we offer. You have your own personal service rep, and then you'll receive personal discounts as well throughout the season. There's one cool event that we do that stands out to me that has gone over really well is we host the season ticket members to a game in Sacramento. So that's a really cool benefit. We'll take them on a trip to and have them meet up at the Golden One Center over in Sacramento. We'll host them at a Sacramento Kings game, have some pregame tailgate food and drink, and then we'll enjoy the game together and we'll take a photo on the court. So those are cool lifelong experiences and benefits of being a season ticket member. And we'll do that here locally as well. But those are a few events that stand out and some of the benefits that we have for being a season ticket member.
Wonderful. So as low as $10, just to get into a game, which is just, it's wonderful. It's a lot of fun. If you've never been to a Stockton Kings game, I highly suggest you guys check it out. Really affordable, really fun, and sounds like there's a lot of benefits to being a season ticket holder if that's something that you're interested in,
Yeah, even on the VIP premium side on the court, I mean, you have access to your own bar, you have your own food and drink that's available there on a game-to-game basis, and we do some special events for them too. Last year we did the same thing. We brought them out to a Sacramento Kings game and hosted them in a suite. So we do some cool things here.
Oh, we've got a comment coming in from Mike Huber, it looks like, saying, "Hi, Aaron, you do a great job promoting the Kings and our great partner in downtown."
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. And thank you for always being an advocate and supporter of the Stockton Kings. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so when can viewers catch the next home game, and where can people watch the game if they're not in the arena?
Yeah, so we have a few options there. We have about 9 games remaining. Our next game, we're on a little bit of a break. Well, we actually have a game tonight against the South Bay Lakers, but it's away. And then we have a break because of the All-Star festivities, which is really cool. We have a player from the Stockton Kings who will be representing at the All-Star festivities over in Indianapolis, Scala BCA. He was chosen as a G League representative and player from the Stockton Kings to participate in the next up game. So that'll be showcased over at the All-Star festivities taking place this weekend. So that's really cool to see. But going back to the schedule, we have our next home game is February 28th. That will be our day game. So it's at 11 o'clock in the afternoon. We only host a few of those, but it's really geared towards education and schools that are looking to take a field trip. So you're still looking to book some field trips. We have an opportunity here on February 28th, but it gets nice and crowded with a lot of loud screaming kids, and they take a field trip here, learn about sports. We have a lot of educational booths that are set up, and if you want to make it into a business team outing, feel free to do so. But it's at 11 o'clock. Take your lunch here and enjoy it with us. And then we'll lead into additional promotions and events into March. So March gets heavy for us. So we have 8 home games.
Wow.
We'll be doing some celebratory events surrounding Hispanic Heritage Night, AAPI Night. We'll be celebrating Dunkson's birthday in March. We'll have a women's empowerment night, and then that leads us to fan appreciation at the end of the month. So really cool events and fun festivities that'll be taking place at all of those events that we're looking forward to. And then you can find all the promotions, as you just shared, on our site, StocktonKings.com/promotions.
Awesome. Thank you. So are there any opportunities right now to volunteer with the Stockton Kings? You've talked a lot about community involvement. If there's anyone out there looking to kind of get involved with the team, do you guys have anything available?
Yeah, so throughout the year, we're always looking to offer opportunities. And so we'd encourage you always to go to our site to take a look at opportunities that are available. We would typically have a seasonal internship that's available. And then sometimes, as the organization grows, there's opportunities that will sometimes be added or available throughout the year. And so I would just encourage everybody to go to Stockton Kings and identify the most updated information available on the website. And then sometimes we'll post on our social media accounts, particularly, with LinkedIn, when you're looking for opportunities that are available with the team. And I forgot to mention, as far as where can they catch our games, if they're unable to attend a game. All of our games are streamed online through the G League app, so you can
Yay.
find all of the games streamed through there. There will be opportunities to watch our games. We just reached a broadcast agreement with KMAX this year. So Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday games you can find on KMAX 31 for all of those Friday, Saturday home games. And then you can find us on YouTube as well, NBA TV, ESPN Plus, and then we just added, the league added Tubi. Tubi is another location that you can find our games as well. So we're definitely out there, and that's a lot of the teams are out there on some of those channels, but locally, G League app, YouTube, and then the KMAX on Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays is where you can catch us.
Thank you. Yeah, it was wonderful to hear that partnership announced. I remember saying, "Oh wow, cool! They're going to be televised." It's just great opportunity.
Yeah. When you talk about excitement, that's another part that's exciting about the Stockton Kings is because it allows us to put the city on display. It allows us to be out there and expand our outreach and be amongst the entire region in the 209 and then upwards towards Sacramento. So it's a really cool opportunity for us.
Thank you. So my last question for you that on my side is going to be, what do you love about the work that you do? And if anyone has questions about anything that you've shared today, how can they get in touch with you to learn more?
Yeah, so as far as what do I love about what I do, I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Is I've been involved with sports since a kid. My family introduced me to sports at a young age, and so it's been in my life since I was 4. And it started off with soccer, and then eventually became soccer and basketball, and just had a love for all sports. And so being able to be involved with something that's been in my life since I was a kid, and pursue an opportunity that I had dreams of participating in as an athlete, but now here on the business side, it's like a dream, to be able to pursue that path and be involved at the NBA level for something that, like I said, I was trying to pursue as a player, which definitely wasn't good enough to get there. But some signs here and there. I'm not going to go too short on it. But,
yeah, it's competitive. There's a lot of people who want to do that. Yeah.
But to be here and have the opportunity here in my hometown, that's what I enjoy about it. And then when you love what you do and you can make an impact in the community like we've been able to do, and share that wealth of knowledge that you've acquired over time, it just doesn't become work as much. It becomes something that you just enjoy doing day to day, knowing that you're able to give back. And that's kind of how I see it with the opportunity here, is being able to give back, show that there's opportunities here in Stockton that you can grow and become something here coming out of the city, and that there is an opportunity here, and not just here, but there's opportunities everywhere. You just got to pursue that dream and put forward the right steps to pursue it, and that's what I did. So that's what I do love about it, is the impact in the community, knowing that I enjoy what I do, having grown up in it, and then being able to make an impact in the community. And then the second part of that, Courtney, I'm sorry, I missed that one.
Okay. Oh yeah. So the second part of it is just like, if anyone wants to know more about what you're doing, what the Kings are up to, how can they get in touch with you or just find that information?
Yeah, so the website, depending on what you're looking to learn more about, we have contacts on our website that lists the specific areas that you're looking to learn more about. Whether it's in ticket sales, we have contacts for our sales reps that are here, and our account managers, and we have our director available. We have our director available on community relations. If you want to learn more about merchandise or opportunities, it's all available on our website. So feel free to point out the area that you're interested in learning more about, and then we'll be sure to follow up with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Aaron, for answering all of my questions. And it's wonderful to hear that you're living the dream that you've had your whole life, to be involved in basketball. And now you're doing it. So it's just really cool to hear. And I have just maybe 2 or 3 questions from the audience, and then we can wrap up. So it looks like I do have a few questions from before the live, and this one was from Mike Riddle on Facebook. So he's got a question for you. Success. What advice would you give to someone looking to start a career in sports management, particularly in business operations? I'm sure you've got a lot to say on this.
Yeah, that could go on for quite some time. Great question for one. As far as the pathway, I would advise anybody that's interested in getting into this business is one, to do your research, right? Understand and learn more about it. Find those that are in the industry to learn more about their roles and what it is that they do. And then start to seek out those folks. And that just doesn't mean here locally, right? You start here locally, but utilize, the networking opportunities that are out there to learn more. Utilize your resources in college and those that have connections to those folks that you're wanting to learn more about their position. Utilize your social media platforms. Social media has been a great way to get in touch with people, especially when it comes to growing your business on the career side. And so utilize LinkedIn and make introductions to those folks that in the areas that you're interested in, and learn more about those opportunities. Because one of the things that I found and wish I would have taken more advantage of is using some of those resources to my advantage. I did it within my own close-knit group of people that I was with. Luckily I was in a sports management program that connected me to folks, but I didn't understand the power of networking. And I think that's important nowadays. If you want to jumpstart your career and also learn and understand more about it, use those networking opportunities to understand what it is that you're getting into. And it can also help mold and identify that pathway. And if that's the right pathway for you, because they're going to have some strong insights about what's been taking place in those particular areas. And then I would encourage you, as you start to pursue those opportunities and learn more about them, is get your feet wet. Find out if there's some part-time opportunities, kind of like what we were talking about. Find out if there's internships available. And be vocal about it. Show that you have a strong interest. Do your research and understand what organization that you're applying for and what it is they're about, and learn more about that organization, so you can find whether or not it's an organization that you want to be with, but then also if it's relatable. Because if you identify the right organization and you find that there's a pathway there could be some long-term growth there that's there to be had. So do your research, network as much as possible, and pursue your passion with, reckless abandonment. I mean, just really get after it, and, understand that if that's what you want, there's a pathway to make it happen. You just really got to pursue it.
Just go for it and find out everything you need to know. Love it. Thank you, Mike Riddle, and thank you, Aaron. Okay, this next question is, who was Aaron's favorite basketball player when he was a child? And is there a player on the Kings who Aaron feels is reminiscent of that player when he watches the team play? This is from Carrie Walker on Facebook. What do you think?
Question. Definitely thanks for the question, Carrie. As far as players that I grew up in the 80s, so I'm an older guy. So you have the likes of a Larry Bird and Magic Johnson that I grew up watching, but Magic was my guy. Magic was the guy that stood out to me in the during that time frame when I was growing up, and somebody that I wanted to model my game after and would always be on the lookout for whenever he was on TV. So, and then came along obviously Jordan, and then him and Jordan were 1-2. So those were kind of my top guys. And then I gained more of a respect of Larry Bird as I got older, but he was a rival, so I couldn't really embrace him as much as I would have until I got older. But as far as who's on the Kings right now that has a similar game, I mean, there's different pieces of the game, I would say, that model after those players. I mean, you got De'Aaron Fox that has the quickness and the defensive prowess of a Jordan that has a go-to move now that's been developing. So it's really cool to see that. Then you have the passing skill of a big man like a Domantas Sabonis, who's really great at passing for a big man. And Magic Johnson was 6'9", 6'10", and so he could pass the ball at a very high level. And so there's pieces of those players, but those players are just great in their own right. I wouldn't say they model their game after any of those players. They just have their own game now, and that's how much the game is evolved. Is these players have their own game and have made it into their own to become the best at what they're doing here at a high level.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie, for your question, and thank you, Aaron. And let's just have this last question. This is, how has the Stockton Kings community involvement changed since you have entered the position of VP of Operations, from Jennifer Morales on Facebook?
Yeah, thanks for the question. how has the community involvement changed since you've entered the position? It's grown. It's grown. It's always been at the forefront, but we continue to identify new opportunities, new schools, new nonprofits, new businesses that have community initiatives, and it just continues to grow year in, year out. And fortunately, we have a team that's passionate about that as well. And, that is, continues to evolve. And we want to continue to identify new opportunities and open conversations to those that are in need. I mean, we're already planning a year or two ahead for some of the projects that we're going to be working on, and hopefully we'll have more to include into those strategic plans. But it's definitely changed. I mean, the amount of outreach that we have, the amount of projects that we're doing, we've also, included some in-game recognition for those that have made an impact in the community, and we're bringing them to the forefront at our Stockton Kings games and putting them on a stage to recognize them. And so we try to identify new opportunities in every facet of the business, but the community being at the forefront and where we want to make an impact. And so we're doing that, and we'll continue to do that, and it'll continue to stay at the forefront of where we want to lead the charge in our community. But it's expanding not just to Stockton. Now we're expanding to Lodi, and we're reaching out to folks in other areas of the 209. But Stockton's always the home base. But it's definitely changed and grown over each year. And we do a community impact report that's led by our director of community relations, and it really identifies all that we're doing in the community. So we'll get that out to you guys as soon as we finish up the season.
Definitely. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for your question. And thank you, Aaron, for answering it. And if we didn't get to your question, I'm sorry. We only have so much time, but thank you everyone who did submit, and you are all being entered into that chance to win 2 Stockton Kings tickets. So we'll be announcing that after the live. And so I just want to say thank you so much, Aaron, for taking the time to chat with us today, and for all of the work that you're doing in our community. And to anyone out there who has, you've never been downtown or just never been to a Stockton Kings game, please, there's plenty of time left in the season. Come check out a game.
Yes.
You may be inspired to come to more. So, Aaron, is there anything else that you'd like to share with viewers before we close out?
I'll just echo what you shared. If you have yet to check out a game, definitely come and check us out. We have 9 games remaining. As I mentioned, there's several promotions that are taking place that make it for a fun, family-friendly environment. Hopefully you'll take away with a nice fun experience out of it and want to come back, and would love to have you guys out here at the arena to join us for a game or two over the course of the year. And then hopefully we'll be marching into the playoffs, and you can join us for that as well, and make our way to a championship here in Stockton, and bring something home that we can all celebrate together. And then secondly, thank you guys at the Downtown Stockton Alliance for always being an advocate of what we do here, and collaborating with us, and really sharing that strength is in numbers, and we want to be part of the change here in Stockton. And we've been able to do that through partnerships like yours, and the team that you guys have over there. So thank you guys for having us. And lastly, happy Valentine's Day to everybody, and including my family that's out there. Hopefully they're watching as well.
Thank you. Yes, we love collaborating with you guys. And I will echo what Aaron said. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. Thank you, Aaron, so much for being our guest today. And I'll just remind everyone that this video has been streaming live to our YouTube and LinkedIn channel. So share it with everyone if you think they might find it interesting. And I just want to say happy Valentine's Day, and have a great day downtown. Bye, everyone. Thank you.